Hello, I am Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to be making this card. All week long, I'm going to be using the Fancy Flora Suite from the Stampin' Up! January to April mini catalog. This is one of my favorite suites in the mini catalog, and it is a mega suite, meaning there are 2 bundles in this suite. I love it. Before we get started, I just wanted to let you know celebration ends tomorrow, February 28th. So if you're watching this video later than February 28th, sorry you missed out. But celebration is where you can earn free products for every $50 and $100 you spend in my online store. You can also get in on the amazing join promotion. So with a starter kit, you get to pick $175 in your choice of product. Pretty much anything in the catalogs, anything you want at all. There are 3 options available. The first 2 include a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's just a little bit smaller than the one behind me there. You can choose the boho blue or the classic white for $129 and get that $175 in product of your choice. Or if you don't want the machine, you already have a machine, you can join for $99 and still get the $175 in Stampin' Up! Product. That ends February 28th at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time, or it's like 2 a.m. Eastern. So if you want to get in on any of those things, click the link in the description below to either go to my online store and shop Celebration or learn more about joining my team. Now let's get into today's card. So once again, this is the card we are going to be making today. It is a birthday card, and I love it. It's just so sweet and bright and colorful. It comes from the Fancy Flora Suite, which is what we're going to be using today. And let me find the page. It is on page 14 of the mini catalog. It's Fancy Flora. Look at all the beautiful projects. This is the suite. 2 bundles included in the suite. The fine shimmer 12 by 12 paper, the iridescent pastel gems, the pool party gloss green ribbon, and the Fancy Flora 6x6 designer series paper. We're going to be using pretty much everything from this suite except the fine shimmer paper. But the reason I'm showing you this suite is because if you look on page 14, there is 1 item number and 1 price, and you get all of it. So that's what I like to do. It's just easy that way. But let's get started in creating our card. The first thing we're going to do is some stamping. So there's not a whole lot of stamping going on, but there is with these flowers and our sentiment here. And to do that, we are going to start with the 2-toned Flora stamp set and dies. This is a photopolymer stamp set with 15 stamps in it. I'm going to get out the stamps we need, and I'm going to show you how I like to do it because there is a little bit of a trick to it. I need this one and this one, and then I also need these bigger ones here and my leaves. So we're using 5 stamps from the set. Oh wait, no, we're using more than that because I'm doing this one too. This one, and where's the one that goes with it? Right next to it. So we're using 2, 4, 6, 7 stamps from the set. I have 3 colors that we'll be using today: Pool Party, Daffodil Delight, and Calypso Coral. I just have a scrap piece of basic white here. Let's put our stamps on some blocks. I'm going to grab a D block for these bigger stamps. And then this is a C block. We'll put this guy on the C block. And this one on a B block. We'll put our leaves on an A block. And then we're just going to have to wait for our other 2. So let's start with the Calypso Coral ink pad. Open that up, and I'm going to start with the solid image first. So if you look at the stamp set, there are solid images and then there are detailed images. I like to start with the solid image first. You can do whatever works for you, but here's my little trick. So I'm going to ink this up really good, make sure it's fully covered, and then I'm going to stamp off onto my grid paper and then stamp onto my basic white. So I'm getting 1 layer like less of color. Then I'm going to take the detailed stamp and ink it up. And the trick here is for pretty much all the stamps, I think all of them, I like to line up the middle part. So you can see there's this little, almost like a comma in the middle of that flower. There's one on the detailed stamp too. And if you line that up just right, it stamps it pretty much perfectly. I'm off just ever so slightly, but I don't think it really matters. I think it looks cute. So that's the trick for pretty much all the stamps in here. You'll see they all have these detailed little middles, and as long as you line them up, you should be able to get a perfect image every single time. So now we're going to go in with the Daffodil Delight, and I need two. I think I just put my finger in the ink pad. I need two of these flowers here. Move that stamp. I'm going to stamp off once and do the same thing. And then before I ink up my detailed stamp, just going to make sure it's lined up the way it's supposed to, because it kind of could go either way. So just make sure. It's really hard to see because it's Daffodil Delight. So I have to like lift it up. Otherwise, my head's going to get into the camera, and it goes that way. Okay. So I'm just going to ink that up and try my hardest to line up the circles. Like I said, it's Daffodil Delight, so it's kind of hard to see. And I don't like that. So we're going to try it one more time. Ink up. Stamp off. Let's see if I turn the stamp, if it's better. Because like I said, this color is really hard to see. That's better. I had the stamp the wrong way. So let's do another one of those. See, and I mess up too. It happens. Try to line those circles up again. This would work so much better in a darker color, but this is what we're using. I'm going to keep that out, and then we're going to clean off our stamps really quick so I can use those blocks for our other stamps. This is our Stampin' Scrub. I just sprayed a little bit of Stampin' Mist onto the wet side, scrub it onto the dry side, and your stamps are clean. I might as well, while I'm at it, clean these ones too. Your stamps are now clean and good to go. You can use a different color. You can put them away. I'm going to take these ones off of the blocks and use our other ones. I know some people like to just use the other side. I don't know. I find I get wonky images, and I don't know, something happens to me when I do that. So I don't do that, but you certainly can. So we're stamping off again. And then I'm going to line up before it goes that way. I'm going to line up before I put ink on it. And it is, like I said, kind of hard to see it because this is such a light color. But that works for me. Now we're going to go in with our Pool Party. And I think I didn't use Pool Party. I don't know. Maybe I did. The sample card, it doesn't look like Pool Party. It actually looks like Soft Succulent. But I think it is Pool Party. So we're going to go with it. And we're going to do two of our leaves. Nope, that's Pool Party. It just maybe looks like Soft Succulent. So do two of the leaves, and then I'm going to pull the Something Fancy stamp set. And this is also part of that suite. And we're going to go back in with Calypso Coral, and I'm going to grab the Happy Birthday. There are 10 stamps in here, and these are cling stamps that stick right to your block. I'm going to grab a G block for that. I'm going to go back in to Calypso Coral. I'm just going to ink that and do it right about there and hope that fits the die. So now I'll show you the dies. So for the flowers, I'm going to use the two-tone dies here. And there are dies, that's not the right one. There are dies that fit all of the flowers in that set. Make sure I have the right one. This is the right one, but it's not the right way around. There. And then our leaf. This big one here, I'm not going to cut out those two. And then this one, I believe. Yes, for this flower. And then for the sentiment, I have the Something Fancy dies. These are both, like I said, part of the bundle. So you can get 10% off when you buy the stamp set and the dies together. I love these dies. I feel like I will be using these for a very long time. and I'm going to use this guy here for our sentiment. So I'm going to die cut all of this, put away my stamps, and then we can assemble our card. So now that all our pieces are die cut, everything is here, we can start assembling our card. So all the measurements and everything are on my blog. Go to sassypapercrafts.com. It's today's blog post, or you can click the link in the description of this video. But I have our card base, which is a thick basic white, and then a piece of Calypso Coral, and then some of that Fancy Flora Designer Series paper. Now, I kind of just cut this out and then cut a piece off of it so it kind of looks like it goes together, but it's going to be a little bit separate because I wanted to add that ribbon in there. I thought about doing it without the ribbon. That's why it looks like this. Otherwise, it would just be one big long piece. So we're going to put that one down, and then match up our other piece. Is that too? I don't know if that's the right length. It just looked a little long. I went over to the side a little bit. It's okay. Then I'm going to take a piece of the Pool Party Gross Grain ribbon, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, grab my paper snips, and cut some of that off. We're not going to do a bow or anything today because nobody wants to see that. But I'm just going to take and run some seal along the back. And then I'm just going to kind of wrap this around it. And now this panel can go onto our card. Make sure that's down. I'm going to layer it like that. Now I have a piece of the Basics vellum, which is super pretty, but you can see right through that. So I'm going to be very strategic on where I place my adhesives. I'm actually going to place my flowers first. Now what I like to do is lay out, and I actually cut an extra flower I didn't need. So we're going to set that over there. I didn't need that one. But I'm going to kind of place it out how I want it, and then we can start adding adhesive. And I actually want that down lower. I'm going to put on my leaves with some glue dots. I'll grab one of those, and I just like to just stick it to the front. And then grab one of these, well, this flower. I accidentally did two. You don't need two, you just need the one. And that's going to go up there. And then grab this one. And that's going to go on the back of this flower. So now I can kind of start laying down my flowers how I want them. I want this one kind of up there. This one down here. And then we can add a dimensional to our Calypso Coral flower. I'm going to add two. And then one to our little Daffodil Delight flower. There, and then I'm going to use mini dimensionals for our sentiment. If you don't have mini dimensionals, you can take regular dimensionals and cut them in half. Those would work well too. I'm going to use 3 of these. I do like the mini ones though. They're great for these little tiny pieces. And I'm going to set that about there. So now what I can do is I can flip this over and I can see where all my pieces are, and that is where I'm going to put adhesive, because if you just put it on the vellum itself, it's going to show through. So there, now you cannot see that, and we're just going to pop that right over the middle. And then to finish the card, I have some of these iridescent pastel gems. Not many left. I do have more coming. Don't worry about me. They are on their way. But these come in Calypso Coral, Balmy Blue, and Gold. I'm going to use the gold ones I have left. And then I just have this sweet little one Balmy Blue one hanging out by itself until my order gets here. Oops. Sometimes they are really stuck on there. And that is our card today. So I hope you enjoyed this card. and it gave you some inspiration to create cards of your own. If you do happen to place an order in my online store, be sure to use the host code until Wednesday, March 1st. This code will be active. Well, that 9 p.m. February 28th. That's about when I go to bed. So, and to get in on February specials, you only have a few days left of that and celebration. I hope you guys enjoy Fancy Flora Week. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me. Again, hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time.